Do, 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 to see or not to see. Do, 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 to see or not to see. Join the rush line, try the lottery, or pay full price, because it's the best show you'll see. Do, 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 to see or not to see. Hi, everybody.
Howdy, howdy. We're talking about the color purple. There's a...
Like the color purple. All right. I'll save it for when you see the real show.
Yeah, pay full price to see the real people do the songs. Anyway, there's an open run going on of the color purple at the Bernard B. Jacobs Theater. Tickets start at $75, but there's a general rush for $35 when the box office opens, generally speaking at 10 a.m. I was on that block today, which a lot of people are calling Black Broadway Row, because you've got the Lion King over there, you have Eclipsed over there, you have Color Purple
Huey.
over there. I don't know if Huey's on that block. Is it?
Yeah,
It is?
yeah.
Oh, Huey
It's
and
leaving soon.
Shufflewall.
Yeah.
So, honey, Black Excellence is all on that 45th Street block. Anywho, everyone knows the original author is Alice Walker, and people are very familiar with the movie that Steven Spielberg directed, but it's back on Broadway with a new cast. I liked this production. I saw the original a couple years back, maybe 6 or 7 years back, with Fantasia and LaShawne's. Yeah, I think so. Okay. And I liked the production value of that show a little bit better than this one, because it's very, very stripped down. The original production mesmerized audiences when it premiered at London's acclaimed Miniature Chocolate Factory. And I mean, there's a very minimalist set, very few costume changes. But what I do like and what really stood out to me is the vocals of all of the leading cast members. Stellar. The lead, Cynthia Erivo, hopefully I'm saying that correctly, is taking America by storm. This is her Broadway debut, and she was wonderfully received when she was in the lead role as Celie in London, and folks here are loving her as well, and I thought she was wonderful. What'd you think?
I like LaShawne's better. I saw the original as well. I felt like LaShawne's provided the arc and the long trajectory of Celie's life, and I feel like Cynthia wasn't able to portray that as well, even though I did love her voice. The singing of this entire cast was amazing. I mean, they did hire professional singers, so that was a big part of it. Jennifer Hudson is in it, as well as Danielle Brooks from Orange is the New Black, who is great.
I want to give a Tony to her.
She was phenomenal.
She plays Sophia in it,
really
and honey, she can sing.
Yeah,
you may know her as, what's the name of, what is
Tasty
on Netflix is Orange is the New Black, but honey, she is Miss Sophia in this production.
She really gave you some great character.
Yeah, she does.
But then also the whole age thing, it still didn't work for me. This production, even though it was Broadway, they did not even spring for a little gray hair dye.
Fantasia used to wear a gray wig at the end of the show. I love Fantasia as Celie.
And then the costumes. I mean, how can Nettie show up home years and years later wearing the same costume she left home in? Yeah, so I think the producers really did keep it minimal as far as the production value is concerned. But yes, I give the Tony for this production to Danielle, and especially as a juicy woman. I mean, she was working it up there, okay?
And have you seen her on the cover of Ebony magazine
next
month? So
please get it.
She is everywhere we want to be. Hello.
She's really coming up.
Yeah, the color purple. Absolutely Broadway that you want to see. The production, especially if you've never seen Broadway before, if it's your first Broadway experience, is one that I think will draw you in and really make you feel like Broadway may be for you, or the theater may be for you. So for a first time, or even someone who's been a couple of times, I think you definitely should check it out.
Well, it's such an important story as well. Like, anyone can relate to it, no matter what color you are. Speaking with one of my close girlfriends, Emily, another Emily, and she was saying how she's always watched this show with her family, and she isn't Black, but the story is just so powerful and so moving, and that still comes across in this production, even though the production value was minimal.
Yeah,
including the set and the chair, which was every prop. It was very creative. I have to say that.
The chair was a chair, a bathtub,
a jail cell,
a hoe, like a tool.
It was everything.
Yeah.
So
I I think
Overall,
we both like a
yeah.
little glitz,
A little
and
pizzazz of
production,
Broadway.
yeah. And it wasn't not that, but it was intentionally not that. The director specifically wanted to strip
Pare
it
it down.
But anyway, go see Color Purple, and then you be the judge.
Exactly. Overall, I'm going to have to give this version of The Color Purple 3.5.
Yeah, same for me, 3.5. And a special shout out to Patrice Covington, who plays Squeak, who's my sorority sister. She brought a lot of effervescence to the role. And,
Very bubbly.
And yeah, she really brought Squeak to life. I mean, you knew her in the movie, but in this show, she kind of steals some scenes, so look out for her.
Yes. Up next, we have Fun Home. We mentioned it previously. It has an open run as well at Circle in the Square Theater. The tickets range from $75 to $160, but you can enter the lottery like we did, and we won.
Yeah.
Yes, so please do that. You have to do it every day sometimes, but keep entering. You will win.
But you can do it on there's a mobile app called Today Ticks that you can use, and you can win just like we did.
And they also have student tickets as well, so check that out. The runtime is only an hour and 40 minutes straight, no intermission. Fun Home introduces us to Allison. You may have heard of Alison Bechdel's autobiographical graphic novel. Let me say that again. And so this tells the story of Allison in 3 different ages, revealing memories of her uniquely dysfunctional family. A lot of people can relate to that. And it connects with her in surprising new ways as she's going through the memories of her life. This intimate and emotional theatrical experience is performed entirely in theater in the round, bringing audiences closer to Allison's story than ever before. And I have to say that the theater in the round is very important because there's not a bad seat in the house. Like, we were sitting close to the musician stand.
That's right.
And we were still able to experience everything. The way it's staged is great. I'm going to say that my favorite characters were definitely Beth Malone, who played the lead, and the little girl we saw with most of the original cast members, including Sydney Lucas, who won, and she's performed at the Tony. So if you watch the Tony Awards, you would see this little girl. She was really great, especially when she sang the Ring of Keys song.
How'd that go?
And your short hair and your swagger. So, but no, really, see the performance. It's a really, really powerful piece of theater as well. Of course, we know that it deals with a very serious subject matter of this young woman trying to figure out who she is, which discusses a bit about her sexual identity, but also the relationship with her family, her father in particular. There were some great intimate scenes, which were really strong. I liked the certain aspects of the production value with the sets rising and coming as transitions were happening, and they also had monitors so that you can see the words, which I think was great because sometimes, you know, when people are singing and the music is playing,
like
you may miss something. So they made sure that you got every word, which was very important. And the music was done by Jenny Tesori, who we saw at the Times Talk previously as well. So really great piece of work. I enjoyed it. And I'm going to say I give it a 4 because, again, sometimes the content to me is so powerful that, of course, it wasn't a set that was so magnificent, but it's not all about the set.
Yeah.
Like, it's about the content as well and how the director and cast members and everyone works together to pull that off. So I really enjoyed it. What did you think?
I really liked Fun Home. We saw it quite over the summer, was it? I think, or quite a few months ago. But what rings true to me even months later is the fact that there was something so organic and authentic about the book and the story overall. It wasn't showy. And just so you know, I don't always need showy. This is a good production that gives you a straight play. There's a couple of comedic moments, but just with depth and moments that bring people to tears. So I really enjoyed it. I thought it was very different from any type of theater I'd ever experienced before. And it's still going on Broadway almost 2 years, or maybe it's over 2 years.
It's been running for quite a while now.
Yeah, so last year was a Tony season that it was a part of, but it is certainly worth seeing.
Definitely. Especially if you win the lottery and can pay less. So.
Yeah, and it's still a show that's very, very popular and a hot ticket. So I would say 4, like you, copying off you today.
And it
4.
won 5 Tony Awards. So clearly this is a great show.
Absolutely.
And if you're going to just get into the theater, this is definitely a great show to start with. So make sure you see it. So we'll see you all soon, and we'll bring you more information about more shows that we're seeing. So stay tuned. Do 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 to see or not to see. Do 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 to see or not to see.
Bloop, bloop.